you acquired something.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still a mystery.
Yeah. So I didn't tell you about this yet. I have to kind of hedge this a little bit by just saying that I have not had an opportunity to try this yet.
Okay.
I don't even know if it works. It may be broken. But I have gotten my hands on a PlayStation VR unit.
Ooh. Okay. All I can think is Tetris Effect.
Yep.
Because I want to play that game in VR so badly.
Yeah. That's, as far as I'm aware, the only game that I own that would be compatible. So Dave, who's been on the show before, he had a PSVR that he wasn't using, and he hooked me up with it with the caveat that it may not work. If it does, we'll work something out. If it doesn't, then I don't know what's going to happen with it. But a while back, he had an issue where lightning struck his home, and it fried a bunch of his electrical equipment. And
Jesus.
The PlayStation was one of the things that got fried, and the VR kit was connected to the PlayStation when it happened. He replaced the PlayStation with a PS Pro, and I don't know if it's a compatibility issue with the old VR versus the new VR. I don't know the details on that, but I think he replaced it and ended up with a new Pro, or a new VR headset. So this one, I guess, was just kind of sitting around collecting dust, and he's like, well, I don't know if it works, but here you go. Give it a try, and, we'll talk.
Okay.
So I've been looking at a couple games, trying to figure out, what I should try. Super Hot is, on the list. I played that on your, what the hell was it called again?
The Quest.
Quest, yeah. So I played that on the Quest, and that was a lot of fun, if a little bit disorienting. And I want to look into getting a copy of Beat Saber, because that looks like that's going to be ridiculously fun. I have the Move controllers, I have a camera, I have the headset, and I have about 80 different wires to connect to the PlayStation.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
That's a lot.
There's a lot of wires. It's kind of absurd, actually.
That reminds me of Tom's Oculus Rift setup. He has the original Rift for the PC, and that was quite the setup. There was a lot of wires, a lot of speakers, a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
A lot going on with that.
There's a box that sits in between your PlayStation and your TV. It has like an HDMI in and an HDMI out. And I guess this is like the main processing power for the VR. And then there's wires that connect to that connect to the headset. So it's kind of like this chain of wires, and I haven't had a chance to hook it up yet. I'm hoping to spend some time with it, either tonight, or probably tomorrow or Wednesday, actually.
Well, if you get Tetris working, definitely let me know how that is, because I'm sure that's amazing.
That will be literally the first thing I try.
Oh, God, I love that game. I remember it was the first time I played it was at your house.
Yeah, I've heard that it's even better in VR because there's zero lag. And I've been pretty fortunate that my TV doesn't have much lag in the first place. But when you're dealing with they did who the hell was it? Digital Foundry, I want to say, did that video with one of the Tetris world champions, and he played Tetris Effect for the first time with VR and without, and he performed drastically better with the VR headset than he did without the VR headset.
That's awesome.
So, from a competition standpoint, which I am totally not a competition level player, but from that standpoint, the VR headset is an improvement. So
that's cool to hear, man. Well, yeah. I hope it works out.
Me too. I'm looking forward to trying it. And if it does pan out, I'm kind of interested to see what kind of games are out there. I've seen a few best of lists, and they kind of all go through the same games. So there seems to be consistency there. I'm really disappointed that the Star Trek Bridge Crew game doesn't have a single player mode, because if it did, I would be all over that. But I guess it's multiplayer only. And, I don't have a PlayStation Plus subscription, and I don't know anybody that likes Star Trek enough to buy it. So...
So there we are.
There we are.
Well, if you're ballsy enough, you could try out Resident Evil 7, which Joe played, and apparently he was pretty close to shitting his pants on multiple occasions.
I have heard that from Dave as well. He recommended that game. I don't the fact that we're on Resident Evil 7 is so daunting to me. Like, I feel like I should have more knowledge of Resident Evils 1 through 6 plus Code Veronica and all that other shit.
Yeah, and it reminds me of like Mario Kart and Mario Party. Like when you hear that there's like a Mario Kart 9 or a Mario Party like 11, you're like, what? Jesus, like I guess I missed like 5 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It has that same effect.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think they're on like Mario Party 9.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
I think 10, actually. I think it's 10.
Pardon me. Well, they all suck, so it doesn't matter.